Hey, Havoc Demon Hunters. So, just a few things with the pre-patch. The old build that we all knew and loved seriously got gimped by Blizzard. So, I did a lot of testing, and I even looked at like the talent calculators other people are using. I checked, the other sources. They all agree that currently, when you're on your talent tree, this is basically what you want it to look like. I'll go over this and then I'll also kind of cover some of the other talents that I think might still be viable. This is more for PvE. In PvP, there's still other flexibility that you want to consider. But yeah, let's start with this. So, Demonic Appetite. This means you're going to have to start looking for those soul fragments just a little bit more. Every time you Chaos Strike, you're going to be going for one. Burning Hatred. This is something new to all of us. So ever since we got Immolation Aura as a default, now this is actually something to be considered. It generates a lot of fury, so you're really not ever going to have a problem with it. All right, Unbound Chaos. This is a massive damage ability. Like, oh my gosh. Like, I have a lot of my abilities, they're hitting for like, 500-700, right? But Unbound Chaos, when I use this, it'll smack like an entire area of enemies for 6,000. So anyway, I'm impressed with it so far. So thank you, Blizzard, for giving us something like this. Also, if I can just kind of go off on a tangent, I've really hated that Blizzard has been minimalizing the use of stuff like Vengeful Retreat and Fell Rush. So, because it's like Momentum got its nerf. But yeah, with Unbound Chaos, we officially have something to get it back on track. It is powerful. Please don't nerf it, Blizzard. We love it. It's great. So this is like your defensive spot here. This is about personal preference. I love Metamorphosis. I stack a lot of my stuff around Metamorphosis. So I always do soul rending, but if you're in a boss fight where maybe it's just going to kill you at a certain point, Nether Walk is something that you'll want to consider. A 3-minute cooldown so that you're invulnerable for 5 seconds. So that's the other one. Desperate Instinct, don't even know. Like, I mean, I like it. Don't get me wrong. It's just not as good as the other two. But yeah, Blur did get a nerf, so this one kind of just brings it back up a little bit. So yeah, First Blood, it can't be beat. I'll go over this tree, but yeah, just know that First Blood still is number one. The Fury cost reduction plus the damage increase. Yeah, you just want to go with that. Fell Eruption, this, no matter whether you're doing PvE or PvP, having 2 stuns is valuable. Now you have like your AoE, and then this is a single target stun, a little bit of damage, only 10 fury. It's worth it. Demonic, probably my favorite talent out of the entire tree. The other stuff, I think it just, use that stuff to make this better. So I-Beam causes you to enter demon form. So this also stacks with your Metamorphosis cooldown. So you can use I-Beam, then Metamorphosis, or Metamorphosis, then I-Beam, personally, until we actually get something else. You'll see in the Havoc tree stuff that we have coming. So now, like, that's just the basics, right? So I'm going to get into a little more explanation about, like, the thought behind it. If you guys want to do your own variation of the spec that I have here, you'll know better. You'll not that you're wrong, but you'll just know why you might want to actually do something else. So right now at level 50, we don't have some of the cool things that we will be getting. Thanks to the Azurite armor staying with us, we still have some power, but more is coming to us as we level up. So Fell Rush, its damage is just going to be increased. So I think with something like this, I might take a second look at some other options. But 25% increase, Fel Rush right now, 266 chaos damage. That's not very much right now, but who knows? By the time we hit level 60, maybe it'll be cool. So Metamorphosis, rank 4 when we hit level 54. When you activate Metamorphosis, the cooldown of I-Beam and Blade Dance is immediately reset. So as soon as you hit 54, all of a sudden, you're going to have to I-Beam, Metamorphosis, I-Beam, which should give you, let's see, right now, by quick calculation, you should have 27 seconds, almost 30 seconds of being transformed into demon form with those two things combined. So don't waste it. It's, still a long 4-minute cooldown. Alright, as soon as you hit 56, your Chaos Strike damage is going to be increased by 10%. Yay! That's only good for us. And then at level 58, Furious Gaze. So we basically get this Azurite power as well. So Metamorphosis was an Azurite power that we're getting permanently, and Furious Gaze is, honestly, it's even more powerful, in my opinion, than it was in BFA. So, I mean, like right now, if you guys look at this, like I stack the crap out of it. Furious Gaze, Furious Gaze, Furious Gaze. I mean, like haste, I have screenshots of my character being almost 400% haste. And if I'm super clever, I will put them in this video and I'll show you proof. So, anyway, that's our talents that we're looking for. Instead of an exact number, it's going to be percentage. So we'll see how that kind of adds up. The problem that we're having in Shadowlands that was not existent before is the higher you get your secondary stats, it kind of does like this little bell curve type of thing. So Blind Fury, your I-Beam lasting longer and generating Fury, the Fury is nice, but lasting longer isn't exactly what we're going for. You get a lot of AoE damage with Fel Rush and your Blade Dance already. So even though I-Beam is incredible and it deals a lot of damage, we want that haste more than we want just the I-Beam to do damage. If you guys ever figure out that's different for you, do it. Fellblade, right now I believe this is a little more PvP based, because one of the biggest advantages that Demon Hunters have right now, since we lost a lot of our defensive boons that we had, Fellblade is going to give us mobility, insatiable hunger. So Demon Bite deals 20% more damage and generates 5 to 10 additional fury. Underwhelming, to be honest. 20% more damage. Right now my Demon Bite, 378. So quick math, that's like 674 more damage, 75 more damage. Not a lot. So yeah, Immolation Aura, better. Demon's Blade was my go-to before this, but I noticed that I still had way too much downtime. I was not able to generate the fury that was necessary to keep on going. So I would have huge amounts of burst, and then all of a sudden, I couldn't do anything. I couldn't Blade Dance. I couldn't Chaos Strike. I couldn't even use my I-Beams. Like, I was just stuck until my Immolation Aura came off cooldown. If you guys look, Immolation Aura, just it engulfs yourself in flames, dealing AoE damage, and you get 80 Fury over 12 seconds. So that's pretty awesome, but it's got a 24-second cooldown, so there's going to be 12 seconds there. You're not generating any Fury other than what you can get out of here. And so if you got Demon Blades, you're just stuck. You're at the mercy of it. So that's why I am no longer using Demon Blades, is we don't have, or at least I don't have what it takes to sustain damage with it anymore. Nothing does enough damage in them. So Burning Hatred, this makes it so that you get 140 over 12 seconds. And so you'll generally have enough left over so that you'll still use your Demon Bite a little bit, but Demon's Bite, like, you have to now be careful. We are going to be generating so much fury, you might be at cap more often than you're going to be drained. So just look out for that. Then we have so Trail of Ruin in the third tree, or third tier. I test this out. Can I just lump this together? Like, okay, Trail of Ruin and Glaive Tempest. Like, this one's brand new. This one, it's basically the exact same. It's it doesn't feel as good. So having a dot on your enemies is awesome, but this it just feels too weak. Glaive Tempest, if you position this incorrectly, it does nothing. So yeah, that's the biggest problem with Glaive Tempest. It literally just creates flowing glaives around you that are stationary. So once you cast it, boom, they're there. And then they only damage they only damage 5 enemies. So even with that, it's not going to help you on big pulls. It's not going to do the amazing damage you would want in order to use this over Unbound Chaos, which does not have a maximum amount of targets. It will destroy everything in your path. So the differences between Unbound Chaos and Glaive Tempest, so this is a 16-second cooldown, costs 30 Fury. Bell Rush, it's free, but you got 2 charges, 10-second cooldown on each charge. They need to seriously buff this if anyone's even going to consider it. So it's a new thing. Hopefully they give us something interesting to do with it. But as of right now, nothing. Dead. Soul Rending. Again, like I did cover this before. It's really a matter of how you want to survive. Desperate Instincts is the only one that I used to love, but now we've broken up and we haven't spoken in years. So Soul Rending, Nether Walk, just depending on what you know you are capable of doing and what the bosses are capable of doing. So choose wisely. Cycle of Hatred. I've always wanted this to work. I keep going back to it thinking, I want more I-beams, man. So anyway, yeah, just keep experimenting with Cycle of Hatred. Maybe at some point it'll become really cool. And if nothing else, it might be viable in PvP, even if it's not PvE. Like in PvP, burst is everything, man. So find every combination you can to give yourself burst. I-beam is a good amount of burst, can be interrupted though. Essence Break, slash all enemies in front of you for damage. Increase the damage of your Chaos Strike and Blade Dance by 40%. So there you go. I mean, that's something to consider. It's brand spanking new. It's still shiny. See if it works for you. It may be a PvP environment, but it is incredibly underwhelming compared to First Blood. With how much Fury you have, with your Fury management that you have right now, the minus that First Blood gives you, plus the extra damage, makes this as an easy choice. But still, think about this one. Unleash Power, remove the Fury cost. I tried this. It's not worth it. You don't really need to remove the Fury cost. The cooldown reduction by 33%. That sounds nice. So that basically makes it a 40-second cooldown instead of a 60-second. So you save yourself 20 seconds. But if you look at this is a 30-second. That's a 10-second deficit. But it's 2 separate stuns. So whether you're doing PvP or PvE, Fell Eruption is generally the better option. Master of the Glaive, I wish they would give us back our damage over time on this. It's been useless for a long time. I miss you. But anyway, yeah, that's just basically my recommendation. Just follow along with this. I will put a link in the description to the Wowhead talent calculator. Because like I said, I don't trust these calculators as much anymore. But this time they were 100% right. 100%. Especially without corruption, it's going to be a lot easier to calculate. So Simcraft and all that will be more valuable. All right. All that done, let's go with the PvP talents. So as of right now, I've done Demonic Origins. For the way that I play, and possibly the way you play too, there is nothing that beats this. It's just awesome. Mortal Rush is currently my favorite because it just gives them mortal wounds. I used to play a warrior. I kind of missed being able to just like, strike somebody and all of a sudden they can't heal anymore. As a demon hunter, we got that now. So not in a PvE environment, of course. But cleanse by flame. Now that we have immolation aura, I'm experimenting with this. It has in battlegrounds and whatnot. It's been very useful, but it's not going to be great in every situation. This is the one that's most flexible. I mean, every class can heal themselves, and you want to be able to heal yourself too. So these options, pretty spot on. But cleanse by flame, you'll want to consider something else. Like if you're up against a, like say, a warrior and a rogue team, rain from above, man. But other than that, like detainment, it can be good, especially since people have to use a trinket now. They actually have to have the PvP trinket on them to get out of CC. Imprisonment, or sorry, detainment can become extremely viable. A lot of the other ones, not personally, they're not for me, but leave a comment if there's something that you like better. But yeah, that's kind of where I am floating. Defense for me or getting out of danger. I mean, like I'm using my last one as a way to save my life. So that is my thoughts on the whole new talent tree. I hope you guys at least found it helpful, learned something, or we can start up a conversation, see what you guys think. I would love to hear what you've learned since the pre-patch. So yeah, hopefully Shadowlands works out well for all of us, not just paladins and hunters and locks. I swear those classes, I can't take it anymore. Okay, I'm just ranting now, but seriously, like they got buffed. They got seriously buffed.